Hi, my name is Kara Medford, and I'm a senior at Glasgow High School. The meaning of each economic classes in the United States can have so many different meanings, but believe it or not, they all end up coming together to perform our society today. Everyone is different. For example, the economic classes that we have here in Kentucky can be completely different from those that we have in another state like New York. For that reason, in my speech today, we will discuss the basic stereotypes and differences of each economic social class in the United States, which are the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. The diversity within each group are what forms our society that we live in today. First are the stereotypes and differences of the lower class. This crowd of people have many disadvantages. This class is clearly in poverty, and but oftentimes due to no fault of their own, and that is what no one gets. Valerie Stratus wrote an article for the Washington Post involving the general public's outlook on why the lower class are in the position that they are in. The majority of the respondents said that it was due to some fault of their own rather than being a victim of their own circumstance. The stereotypical lower class citizen lives in a government housing project and is often not part of the labor force, nor is looking to become part of it. These simple characteristics cause the negative stereotypes that are attached to the lower class. Next are the stereotypes and differences of the middle class. This group actually contains 4 different categories of people. According to Rich Morin of the Pew Research Center, there are struggling middle, the anxious middle, the satisfied middle, and the top of the class. The struggling middle is mostly made up of minorities and women. The category of the class is stereotyped very similar to the lower class. Morin also said in his own words about 1 in 6 people classify themselves there. The anxious middle of the class is also very similar to the lower class, although this group of people get to enjoy a little more economic benefits than the top of the class can get. The satisfied middle comes next. This class of people are stereotyped to pretty much have everything but money. Warren also stated that this group has a variety of people, different ages and different genders. He said that this group has nothing specific about it. The top of the class comes next. This group of people make up the biggest amount of the whole middle class. This group is pretty well educated and are guessed to be very successful in their future. I believe the middle class is thought to be the average person in the United States. These different categories are what causes the differences between the classes. The last economic class is the upper class. They are what some people stereotype as the top of the ladder. The economic class is thought of as well educated, privileged, and sophisticated. The other stereotypes that go along here are that they were fortunate enough to be born into a family that was already wealthy, making it where they would not even have to work. In my own stereotypical view, I believe that this class is never going to be fully satisfied. They will always want more, nothing will ever be enough. This group most likely are not appreciative towards the things that the other classes could not get as easily as they could. Stereotypes that follow them make them seem stuck up, full of themselves, and even thought to believe that they are better than the other classes. This class is also thought to be more aware of who they let in, careful to make sure that people are not in the relationship for the money. I hope you can see that the diversity within each economic class are what help form our society today in the United States. The different types of classes help us all gain a type of understanding. The classes come together and help make a better place for everyone. It helps place people with other similarities in them, thus making people more feel like they fit in. It ultimately helps bring people together. The diversity and stereotypes help create all the various kinds of cultural styles and political groups. The rising classes gain influence and strength from the characteristics of each of the other classes, both in negative and positive ways. In conclusion, I believe differences eventually bring people together. The economic classes, although have all different characteristics, help develop the diversity we have here in the United States. With diversity comes unity within the people. The upper, middle, and lower class all help form the society we live in today.